Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into something really fundamental for every school leader: student attendance systems.
Right. And for you listening, maybe you're a school manager, an administrator, you're juggling all those operational challenges. You know the questions that pop up constantly.
Things like, how many students actually missed a significant number of classes last semester?
Exactly. Or were parents informed, quickly when their child wasn't there? And the big one, did those absences end up impacting student performance?
Yeah, these aren't just check-the-box tasks, are they? Getting solid answers, being able to act on them, that's really crucial for running your school well and ultimately for student success.
It might seem like just compliance, tracking attendance, but it really touches almost everything. Your workflows, planning, how you communicate.
And definitely student outcomes. It often makes the difference between stepping in proactively to help a student or, always feeling like you're playing catch.
Constantly reacting after the fact.
So thinking about all this, the main question we're digging into today is, why are so many schools still using manual methods? And what are the real, often hidden costs associated with that?
Yeah, that's what we want to explore. We'll look at the problems with going manual, then pivot to the efficiencies you gain with an online approach.
We'll also touch on the maybe surprising strategic value in looking at historical data.
Absolutely. I will discuss how a system like DreamClass, which, we work with closely, is designed to address these very points.
Okay, let's start with the familiar stuff then, the manual way. We all know it, right? The binder with handwritten sheets, maybe complex spreadsheets shared across departments.
It feels comfortable, maybe, the way it's always been done. But there's a significant downside, a real cost.
The biggest one seems to be just the sheer amount of time it consumes.
Oh, definitely. It's not just a few minutes. It pulls teachers away from teaching. Administrators get buried in paperwork. Think about the hours just gathering forms, chasing down info.
Contacting parents individually, trying to figure out why one list doesn't match another.
Right. And the specific pitfalls are pretty clear when you list them out.
Like just getting your hands on the records can be slow. You need someone to physically find a log or navigate a maze of folders.
And trying to spot patterns over time. Across the whole school, forget it, almost impossible manually.
Then there are the security worries. Paper gets lost, damaged.
Happens all the time. And simple human error typos, missed entries, using the wrong code, it happens.
Which then leads to even more time wasted trying to consolidate everything, trying to make sense of data from different places, different formats.
Exactly. And these aren't minor things. They build up, they drain staff energy, reduce productivity, and honestly, they can damage trust with parents if communication about absences is slow or wrong because the info just isn't there.
It creates that feeling of operational lag, you called it. Everything just feels slower, less efficient.
That's a good way to put it. Operational lag. So if that's the problem with manual, what's the fix? Technology, clearly. An online attendance management system.
Okay, so this is where things start to feel, well, more streamlined.
Yes, it brings a sense of order, clarity, makes the whole process easier, faster, and frankly, smarter for everyone. Think about the day-to-day impact.
So first off, you save time. No more binder hens. All the records are central, instantly accessible.
Instantly accessible, yeah, across the institution. And data safety is huge. Cloud-based records mean they're secure, backed up, accessible anytime, pretty much anywhere.
Less worry about losing things or files getting corrupted.
Right, and digital logging naturally cuts down on those simple mistakes, the typos, and inconsistencies.
Fewer errors, fewer discrepancies, and I suppose it offers flexibility too, like tracking attendance even if someone's working remotely.
It does. That remote access is a real benefit these days. Plus, the system itself starts giving you valuable information back almost right away.
Like comparing absence rates by class or maybe even individual students?
Yes, exactly. And that's powerful. You start getting insights you just couldn't easily see before. Maybe one class period consistently has more absences that prompts you to look deeper. Is it the schedule? Something else?
And parent communication. That sounds like it gets a major upgrade.
Oh, it's transformed. You can let parents know almost immediately if their child is marked absent, not hours later or even the next day. So this whole centralized, real-time structure just cuts out wasted time searching, duplicating effort, phone tag. It really smooths out daily operations, makes things more collaborative.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense for the daily grind, the efficiency part. But you also mentioned something maybe even more impactful, the strategic value of looking back at attendance data over the long term.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. That historical data isn't just looking backwards. It gives you the context you need to make smarter decisions moving forward.
It shifts from just recording attendance to actually understanding the why behind it.
Precisely. And figuring out what to do next.
So how does that work in practice? How would, say, an administrator use that retrospective data?
Well, they can spot recurring patterns you'd miss day to day. Maybe absences spike before holidays or consistently on Fridays in grade 10. More critically, you can identify students who are potentially at risk academically because of their attendance.
Can you give an example of that?
Sure. The data might reveal that historically, students missing more than, say, 3 consecutive days often struggle significantly on the next major assessment in math.
Okay, that's specific. And having that data must make conversations with students and families much more productive, less guesswork.
Absolutely. You can sit down and say, look, we've noticed this pattern and our data shows this can lead to difficulties with X. How can we support you? It changes the conversation.
And I guess it also helps you see if your interventions are actually working.
Yes, that's crucial. You implement a new strategy to boost attendance, maybe an outreach program. The historical view lets you measure its actual impact. Are things improving? Should we adjust? It allows for that continuous improvement cycle.
Makes sense. Now, shifting gears slightly, there's the whole compliance aspect. Attendance laws, regulations. They're a real administrative load for schools, public or private.
They really are. And this is another area where a dedicated online system like DreamClass really simplifies things. It automates a lot of that compliance headache. First, it accurately tracks every student's attendance status digitally. Less manual work means fewer errors that could cause problems later, like during an audit.
And can it flag issues, like when a student hits a certain absence threshold?
Yes, it can be configured to automatically alert staff. So you know when intervention or reporting is needed, based on set rules, and generating those specific compliance reports, much easier. Just export the data you need.
So compliance becomes less of this separate, time-consuming task and more just integrated into how things run.
That's the idea. It frees up your team to focus on education, not paperwork.
Okay. And you also mentioned a connection to revenue, particularly for private schools or academies. How does that work?
Right. For many private institutions, tuition might be linked to attendance or enrollment status. So accurate, consistent tracking becomes more than just administrative. It's a financial tool.
So you use the system to easily confirm attendance for billing.
Correct. You can verify attendance easily as a condition for collecting fees or calculating tuition. Those attendance reports also become important documents for any financial audits.
And there's a transparency aspect too, I imagine.
Definitely. When families can see clear, accessible attendance records, it builds trust. They understand the link between attendance, the service provided, and their investment. It encourages consistent attendance, too.
It ensures everyone's on the same page about service delivery and payments.
Exactly. Accountability on both sides.
So let's pull this all together. For a modern school focused on, strong academic results or just smooth, efficient operations, what's the takeaway?
The takeaway is that high attendance isn't just a number to track. It's a vital ingredient for academic success, for parent satisfaction, and for operational harmony. And a system like DreamClass is built specifically to help schools achieve that. It moves you beyond just counting heads.
How does it specifically support those broader goals?
Well, it gives you that immediate visibility into trends we talked about, letting you be proactive. It makes parent communication easy and consistent. And it provides the data you need for informed decisions, identifying students needing help, refining schedules, seeing if your strategies are working.
And it can grow with the school. Scalability.
Yes, that's important. It's designed to be flexible and reliable, whether you're a small academy or a large school district. It scales to fit your needs.
Okay. So this deep dive really highlights that shifting from manual attendance tracking isn't just about new software. It seems essential for better efficiency, for uncovering strategic insights, for handling compliance,
and even, for some schools, impacting financial stability. Moving to a good online system brings clarity, it saves so much valuable time for everyone involved, and it gives you the tools to manage effectively.
To really support student success proactively, ensure compliance without the constant stress, and just optimize how the whole school runs. So maybe here's a final thought for you, our listener, to ponder as you think about your own school. Beyond just tracking the numbers day to day or pulling reports, how could leveraging the insights from your attendance data genuinely transform the way you support students and families?
How could it help you shift from just reacting when problems arise to actually preventing them? Intervening earlier, setting students up for success before they even start to stumble.
Something to think about.
And exploring a system designed for this, like DreamClass, could certainly be a practical way to start making that shift happen in your school.